Hello everyone, I am Mohan, founder of IASbaba. The intention of making today's video is to remove the fear of cracking prelims exam and at the same time emphasize on common sense, which plays a very important role in getting your scores above the cutoff. As you all know, even the most well-read person can attempt around 45 to 50 questions where he or she is 100% sure of. The rest of the questions that the student attempts is through elimination method. And in elimination method, I would like to emphasize that common sense should be given the most important emphasis here, rather than calling it as cheat codes or tricks or elimination techniques or by different names, intelligent guess. There's so many names given to that, and they have come up with rules as well. But I would like to say that I think common sense is what will actually help you in getting those answers right, backed up with knowledge. So all these things will go together in helping you to get the answer right. So today I will not be discussing about whether the prelims exam will get cancelled or not, because as a mentor, it is not the right thing to do, or it is not the right thought process to get involved or get into it, because already students are scared. There's a lot of panic, and we have been receiving a lot of calls on uh, our hotline that whether the exam will get cancelled. There are so many articles written on it, there are videos done on it, all that. So I would like to request all of you to not to avoid such things and just focus on things which you can control, because the UPSC also has said that it'll come up with its final say only on May 20th. So nobody is above UPSC, or we cannot comment on that because we are too small people to comment on what UPSC can take, and nobody has an idea on that. So our only responsibility is to focus on the preparation per se, right? So, and I think most of you would agree to it, and let's focus on preparation. Especially, I mean, if you are very confident of prelims, then you can at least spend a couple of hours to 4 hours on your mains preparation per se, be it on your general studies or optional. I wouldn't recommend answer writing now, but what I would like to tell students is you can cover the syllabus which you have not covered either too, like say some certain sections of GS or certain topics of optional you've left, focus on that till the exact date is announced. That is till 20th of May. So you can do that. And people who are not confident with films, this is the best time to revise and consolidate your preparation. Fine. Uh, yeah. And also, a month back, I've made a video on how to improve your scores in the test that you're giving, how to read and revise current affairs, how many questions to attempt, how to motivate yourself, and how to handle those two crucial hours. So, especially for students who are giving the exam in prelims, I mean prelims in 2020, this video will do a lot of difference to watch that video. You can just Google saying UP's must watch UPSC Prelims tips or strategy by Mohan Sir, IASbaba founder. You'll get that video. Do watch that video. It'll help a lot and it'll make a lot of difference in your preparation as well. Coming to today's agenda, to today's class. Yeah, this statement which is a well-read person with keen observation can crack this exam. This is what I strongly believe in, because prelims is all about observation and identifying the right answer. If you look at the three stages, prelims, mains, and interview. In mains or interview, you need to come up with your facts, your reasoning from scratch. Everything should be done from from your side. Whereas in prelims, four options are given, and you know that either one of them is right. Either it can be A, B, C, D. I know it is not as easy as saying it that you need to just identify the right answer, but there are certain things that will actually help you in identifying the right answer, and that is what we'll be discussing in this session. The common mistakes committed by students are not using common sense and overthinking in the exam, right? So overthinking is like, for example, when you read a question, you find that okay, this question is so easy and it is not up to UPSC standards, or you might because this happens because there's a mindset in students that UPSC is the toughest exam, such an aura that is created. All that is actually disturbs the student's mind, and even the simplest of question asked, they tend to think that okay, the options cannot be so easy or the question cannot be so easy. In fact, the solution for such questions is always go by the immediate reason or the prime reason or the prima facie reason uh, for that question, for that particular question, or the prime cause for that question. Yeah, because what happens is when once you start digging deep or once you start thinking deep on the question, there'll be other options that will open up. And UPSC is smart enough to know that, and they would have given that close option in the same in one of the as one of the choice, right? And students tend to overthink and mark the, and most of the times they tend to mark the wrong answer. For example, here are a few examples I want to give you here. I want to show it here. One is like, okay, in this question it says, what is the importance of developing Chabad Port by India? The first option says India's trade with African countries will increase. So this is obviously false. India's relationship with oil producing Arab countries will be strengthened. This can be true. India will not depend on Pakistan for access to Afghanistan and Central Asia. This can also be true. Pakistan will facilitate and protect installation of gas pipeline between Iraq and India. Of course, it is false. So you are narrowing it down to this two option. You using just, I mean, just thinking it, taking it, and prima facie taking the immediate reason for it would be C as the answer. C will be your answer. So that India will not depend on Pakistan for accessing Afghanistan or Central Asia. But if you think to the next level, even B can be the answer because it is actually helping in strengthening the India's relationship with Arab countries, because these are oil rich countries and that is what India wants to do actually. So this can also be true, but prima facie or the immediate reason for developing Jabbar port is C and not B. So this is what happens with overthinking. So please make sure that such questions where you can think clearly and get the answers right. The next question says, one of the implications of equality in society is the absence of A, B, C, D. If you look at it, I mean, in the first glance, all of the options seem to be right here. But the best answer among this would be privileges, because privileges are nothing but special status given to certain sections of the people or a certain group or certain community of people because of many other reasons, right? Be it monetary, be it caste, etc. Right? So this is the main implications of equality in society, rather than restraints or competition is basically between two people or even a set of people where the it is only for the supremacy or the position here, right? The supremacy here, and ideology is again different ideas, so that doesn't do anything with the implications of equality in society. So I would say A to be the answer here. Coming to this question, which says, which of the following are envisaged by the right against exploitation in the Constitution of India? Going by this word, all the four statements seem to be right, because one is talking about human beings and forced labor, the other one is talking about untouchability, minorities, then child labor. But what I would, the question is specifically asking you right against exploitation, that is related to Article 23, 24. Though untouchability is also uh, yeah, form of exploitation. The question is specific to right against exploitation, and this comes under Article 23, 24, where it is pertaining or confined to human labor or forced labor and child labor. So the answer here is 1 and 4 and not all of the above. So what I would suggest is think clearly, use common sense, go by the immediate reason rather than overthinking and getting your answers here. Right. The next, yeah, here. Yeah, apart from knowledge, the three A's to tackle the exam. This is very, very important because attitude, aptitude, and absence of disturbance. Coming to the first word, attitude, it is basically the way you think when you are confronted with a situation. It can be the tough question, or it can be a tough question, or it can be like, say, suppose you are starting off from the first question and the first five or the first 10 questions you're not getting it right and you're not able to answer it at all. So if you're a person of right attitude and a person filled with confidence, you will go to the 100th question and try to attempt questions from the reverse order, 100, 99, 98. Even then, if you're not getting it, go to the 51st question and try to answer from 51, 52, 53, 54, like that. So it is all about the right attitude and confidence level that will actually help you to sail through the exam. apart from that, aptitude is nothing but the skill. It can be common sense here, it can be common sense or elimination method, anything for that matter. How you are getting the right answer basically here. The absence of disturbance, I would also call it as calmness or presence of mind, because it is very important to have a calm and a pleasant mind, because once your mind is calm, first thing is you will be able to recollect things what you've read. Second thing is you will be able to think clearly and get the right answer, and you will be able to get, get the right answer, and also, I mean, you will also be able to use your common sense and eliminate the answers as well. Right? Coming to the next one, ETIG and TC is nothing but elimination technique, intelligent guess, and tricks or cheat codes. These are some names given to these rules. Rule 1 says extreme statements or words or possibilities. So the examples here are when you come across words like only in the statement given, or all, always, none, never, drastic increase, any, etc. Right? Or possibilities like some, could, few, can, all these are possibilities. I mean, the keywords that relates to possibilities. So these can be true at more times and most of the times, but not at all cases, because UPSC also has become smart and it is trying to include these words, and students get confused and mark the wrong answer. Coming to rule 2, 3, and 4, that is like they say facts will always be true given by UPSC, or any numerical value can always be wrong. This doesn't apply at all places. So please don't get involved in rule 2, or even for that matter rule 3, which says all science and tech questions. Most of the time, I mean, it is all of the above. So even that doesn't hold good, nor even the grammar of or the English usage of the in the UPSC questions will also help you. So I would say among all the four rules, probably the first rule will help you to an extent, the usage of extreme words and possibilities. So the most important thing in cracking UPSC exam, or especially the prelims exam, would be knowledge backed by common sense and the right technique. Right? So coming to, and let's see a few examples, you will understand it better. For example, in this question, which is consider the following statements in India, if you go by only the elimination technique or the extreme words, all the three statements are only. Going by that technique, it should be none of the above. Right? But none of the above is not given here at all. So that is the reason I said first importance should always be given to knowledge that should be backed by common sense and technique. So here in India, the Himalayas are spread over 5 states only, right? Of course it is wrong, because it starts from Jammu to, it spreads over to Meghalaya, Tripura, then all the northeastern states. So there are at least 10 states through which Himalayas, I mean, is spread out. So this is wrong. Western Ghats, is it 5 or 6? Right? It's basically it's six states starting from Gujarat to Kerala. Pulikat Lake, again, it is based on your knowledge. Right? So what I'm trying to stress here is no, none of the techniques can help you in such questions. So always first preference should be given to common sense first. I mean, sorry, knowledge first, then followed by common sense in the technique. Right? Here is an example where all the three, knowledge, common sense, and technique, will help you to get this answer right. The question says, due to some reasons, if there's a huge fall in the population of species of butterflies, what could be its likely consequences? Right, the keyword here is butterflies. So you should have a basic understanding of butterflies. Butterflies or moths actually indicate a healthy environment, and this is butterflies help in pollination. And the third thing is they also act as pest control. Going with this basic understanding, that is knowledge, right? If I have to read the first statement, which says pollination of some plants could be adversely affected. See, again, here there's a play of words by UPSC. Could, adversely, that is, I mean, extreme words and possibilities. Drastic increase, could, right? So don't get swayed. Again, as I said, first preference should be given to knowledge. So here, all the three things will help you out. Pollination of some plants could be adversely affected. Of course, there's a possibility of this case because butterflies help in pollination and some plants can get adversely affected. There could be a drastic increase in the fungal infections of some cultivated plants. In fact, butterflies are a positive notion to the environment. So there is no experiment, or there is no theory that it will increase fungal infections. In fact, butterflies are the positivity for the environment per se. Third statement says it could lead to fall in population of some species. Of course, because in the food web there are wasps and spiders, or the birds which are dependent on butterflies, and of course it will impact the population of some species. So going by this, first and the third statement is right and second statement is wrong. So the answer for this is C, 1 and 3 only. Right? This is one example where knowledge, common sense and technique, all the three things come into play. The next the next question, we can see that only technique and common sense, how common sense and technique can help you to get this answer right. The question says, with reference to the agreement at the UNFCCC meeting in Paris in 2015, which of the following statement is correct? First statement reads out, says that the agreement was signed by all the members countries of UN and it will go into effect in 2017. Especially in a body like UN, where there are more than 180, 190 countries, all countries to sign such an agreement, it is very difficult to happen, especially when it is environment or trade related, right? So the keyword here, that is by going by the extreme word, that's rule one, that is technique where extreme words or are false. Going by that rule, I'll eliminate this answer. I mean this statement. Statement is one is wrong. So going to the second statement, it talks about aim that it does not exceed 2 degree or even 1.5 degree, all that. So let's say I'm not aware of this. What is the aim of that agreement? I'll go to the third statement. The third statement says developed countries acknowledge their historical responsibility. This statement itself tells me prima facie that this is wrong, because in all the international summits, especially as I said, the be it World Trade Organization or climate summits, there is always a tussle between the developed and developing countries over the responsibility per se. And that is one in that should tell you that this answer, the statement is wrong. And the second statement is donate 1,000 billion a year from 2020. This is huge sum of money which the developed countries will not agree to. So going by this, the third statement is wrong. So since the third statement is wrong, three is here, and three is here. Eliminating A, C, and D, you are left with B as the answer. So hope you understood, right? Hope you have understood the essence of it. I'll give you one more example also. It is with respect to science and technology, and it talks about OLEDs are used to create digital display in many devices. What are the advantages of OLEDs over liquid crystal displays? So this was the question asked in 2017. See again here the possibility word can are possible. So this is the int for us, especially in science and tech questions. The possibilities are most of the times it is true. So OLED displays can be fabricated on flexible plastic substrate. It is true. Embedded in clothing can be made using OLEDs. Even that can be true. And transparent displays are possible using it. This can also be true. So going by this rule, going by the elimination technique, if we find that 1, 2, and 3, all the three statements are right. Am I clear? Okay, now going with only C, that is common sense. Only using common sense, how can I get an answer right? So, despite having large reserves of coal, why does India import millions of tons of coal here? Right? So, first statement says it is the policy of India to save its own coal reserves for future and import it to other countries for the present use, import it from the other countries for the present use. The statement itself says that India is not a country which will do so. In fact, it is well respected even in international arena that India is a principled country. Probably US or China might do it, but not India. So this statement is wrong. Going by this, if one is wrong, then this is wrong, A is wrong, C is wrong, D is wrong. So the answer is 2 and 3. So this is just a simple method where common sense can help you in getting the answer right. So that is the reason I said don't leave reading any of the 100 questions. Do go through all the 100 questions. uh, think calmly, think simple. You'll get the answers right. Most of the answers right. Okay, another question using common sense. On which of the following can you find the Bureau of Energy Efficiency Star label? So this particular label, right, it applies to all the electronic gadgets. So going by that common sense, The ceiling fans, or be it geysers, or be it lamps or refrigerators, all of them would come under this labeling, right? So, right outrightly, I can say 1, 2, and 3 is right, right? This is the end of the session. Hope this session has given you a lot more confidence in handling prelims exam now. I'll be coming up with 2 more such videos on how to use common sense and solve the previous year question papers, last 3 years question papers, 2019, 18, and 17. And there are around at least 12 to 15 questions where you can use common sense and get the answer right. So I'll pick up only questions which is based on common sense and basic understanding and the thought process that should go behind it. So it will not be based on knowledge-based elimination as such. Uh, Apart from that, we have started a few new initiatives which are free initiatives as well. CAP, to the point, is nothing but daily current affairs, prelims related video sessions are done by UPSC topper Eamon Jamal, IPS 2018. So every day, 5 top prelims, most important prelims topics are picked up and explained along with 5 MCQs. Then we have online initiative wherein you can directly get in touch with your with the founders and the core team of IASbaba and clear all your preparation related doubts. Ask Baba initiative is to clear your subject specific doubts on the website. Then we have Catharsis wherein you can send your creatives and your talent. It's basically a talent initiative wherein you can send your creatives and that will be posted on the website. Then we have mind maps initiative wherein 2 topics picked up from traditional and current affairs. And not only that, we also encourage students to put up their mind maps in the comment section, wherein we even help them in making mind maps, which will be very much beneficial for revision and recollection purpose. Uh, Stay tuned and do subscribe to our YouTube channel for more such informative videos. Thank you and have a good day.